What's up, guys? Another episode on just a day in the life. We're gonna go through some of my morning routine stuff, like the cold plunge, journaling, reading, all that good stuff. We're gonna go hit the gym per usual, and then I have some exciting stuff that I'm working on. I'm currently in the process of building the Momentum podcast, so we'll get some behind the scenes of the first episode, and let's see what else we get into. Just got finished hitting the cold plunge. I do 3 minutes every single day. And the one thing about it, it never gets easier. Every single day I come in here, I look at that tub and I start questioning myself. I start asking myself, why am I doing this? But every time I do get it done and I get out of there, I feel 10 times better, not only physically, but also mentally. I show myself that I'm able to overcome those challenges and not let my mind convince me not to do the difficult tasks or the things that make me feel uncomfortable. Because again, it's not fun getting in 45-degree water every single day, but again, it's not about doing the things that are fun. It's doing things that push you to be better and push you to get closer to those goals that you have. All right, now we're gonna go through some of my morning routine stuff. Usually, you already saw the cold plunge, but also read every single day, at least 10 pages a day. And then also I like to journal every day, and I use a guided journal, so it kind of guides me through the process. I write down what I'm grateful for, stuff I need to get done today, and just like anything else that's on my mind. And for me, I feel like it's helped me a lot as far as growth goes, and me just being more mindful of everything going on in my life. And yeah, let's get it. So today I'm actually starting a new book. A friend of mine recommended this book to me, and it's called Backbone by David Wagner. And it's just a book directed towards men. It's just a guide to find your purpose, your passion, and just gain your power back. And as you guys know, I'm very passionate about building men up and just pushing them forward, as I have a community for men, Momentum, and anything that I could learn more about and just dive deeper into that kind of conversation is something I enjoy. So I'm looking forward to reading this book and seeing how it impacts me, because again, just because I have a community and I lead men doesn't mean I know it all or I have everything figured out. I'm constantly learning myself every single day and creating new habits, new routines, and just getting 1% better daily. So I mean, again, you can never know enough, and you should always be learning new things. Be a sponge, be curious, be obsessed about whatever topic you're passionate about. Just finished making my pre-workout meal. Got some bacon, sourdough, cottage cheese with honey, some fruits, some cheese, and just try to focus on getting some good carbs, proteins, and the correct sugars before the workout, just so I could have proper fuel to hit the best workout possible. And like I said in the last video, I really only focus on real food. Like I stay away from all the processed stuff, and I know some people don't like to eat pork, but the only pork I'll eat is bacon, and I'm very specific with the bacon that I eat. But yeah, nutrition is super important. You got to focus on what you put into your body and just stay away from the junk. Headed to the gym now to hit a leg workout. Definitely not my favorite day, probably the worst day of the week, because I do not enjoy doing legs, but again, it's necessary. A lot of guys, they like to skip leg day and only focus on the upper body, but you got to build those legs too. You can't just focus on the biceps, the chest, the back, all that kind of stuff. And it just goes back again to talking about doing the shit that you don't like doing. And it's just a part of life. You want to grow, you got to go through those days that you don't enjoy. You got to fight through the pain, fight through those voices that tell you otherwise. Because I promise, every time I got to do leg day, those voices are strong that day, trying to convince me not to go to the gym or try to switch up the plan, all that kind of stuff. But just got to keep going, keep pushing, and let's go grow these legs. Just finishing our leg workout. Just, again, not my favorite day, but it's got to get done. Had a good workout. Now, gonna go ahead to the store to pick up some new running shoes because I need some new ones. Others have been through a lot of miles, and I think it's time to just get a new pair. So let's go see what I end up grabbing. All right, we're at Dick's right now, shopping for the pair of shoes that I want. Currently trying to decide, do I want a pair of Asics? Do I want a pair of Adidas that I've been wanting? And who knows, I might have to pull the trigger on both. Again, I haven't tried either one of them. I haven't ran in any of them, but just based off the reviews and everything that I've been reading online, seems like a pair of shoes that would work for me and what I'm looking for. These are the Adidas that I've been looking at. They're the Evo SLs. A lot of hype around them online with runners, but I haven't tried them yet, but they look good, and let's see if they feel good. These are the other pair, the Asics Nova Blast 5s. Been a shoe I've been eyeing, so let's see.
Gotta do a jog around the store.
Take off. But yeah, they feel good. Probably gonna go with a pair just because I could already tell. Have a lot of bounce on them. Good for just a daily runner. Longer runs, easy runs, but for sure can get some speed runs in them too. All right, they just brought out the Adidas Evo SL. Let's see how these feel. Definitely a lighter shoe, for sure. More for speed runs, but still feel good. Let's put on the Asics on the other side to see how they compare.
What do you think?
Could definitely tell the difference. The Asics is definitely more of a everyday shoe, more cushion. The Adidas lighter, more firm, better for the speed days. Trying to decide which ones to get, but who knows? Should I get both? Should I pull the trigger? They both feel good. Definitely two different uses for them. But you know what? I think I'm just going to do it and get both. And then who knows? Maybe I do a review for you guys and let you know which ones I prefer and which ones are the better pair of shoes. Because right now these are probably two of the most hyped running shoes at the moment. So stay tuned. All right, as you can see, we just left the store. I went with the plan of getting one shoe, but ended up walking out with two. I had some leftover gift cards from the holidays, so I said, screw it, let's just go all out and get two pairs, as I did need a good rotation, because I do like to have a pair of shoes for the easier, longer runs, and then I like to have a pair of shoes when I have those speed days that can handle those speed runs and not feel any kind of resistance when you're pushing the pace. So yeah, let's see how they feel. I'm excited to get some miles in them. I'll make sure to update you guys on my feedback on them and see which pair I end up liking more. Again, based off the reviews I read online, there's nothing but good things to say about them from others, so I'm excited to see how they react on the runs. But yeah, we're now heading back to go film that first episode of the podcast I'm starting. I haven't announced it to anyone. You guys are hearing it first here. It's going to be the Momentum podcast. So stay tuned for what's in store for that. And I'm excited to do it again. I've never done a podcast before. Yeah, I've been a guest on two of them, but it's completely different when you're running it on your own, because my podcast, a majority of the episodes are most likely going to just be me providing value and just sharing my thoughts, my experiences, my advice. And yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm going to talk to you guys about, but that's the exciting part, is just committing to something and figuring it out on the way. I don't want this process to be perfect. I want to document the imperfections. I want to document the journey of building something like this and not worrying about it being perfect. I'm not thinking about it being the #1 podcast right away. I mean, success and results take time. You got to stop wanting the instant gratification and wanting the results tomorrow. And this whole social media personal brand journey has really put it in perspective for me, because I mean, I've been putting in a lot of time, effort, and just been grinding it out, and it is a humbling experience because you put so much effort and time into it and the results don't show right away. Yeah, I've been getting good feedback, I've been getting decent amount of views, but nothing compared to what I want or the results that will make me feel fulfilled as to telling me that this is a successful journey. But again, that's the beautiful part about it. You got to fall in love with that process. You got to be okay with rejection, because you got to remember, you could post 99 videos that get 0 results or just perform average, and that 100th video could be the one video that just takes off and sets this thing to a whole nother level. So you just got to keep going, even if, and this is in life, if you're not producing the results you want right now, just stay committed, stay hungry, stay obsessed, keep producing the results, because over time you will see how it pays off. And you just don't be like the 99% that quit right before they take off, because a lot of people, they don't realize they gave up right before it was going to do something that they expected it to. But yeah, stay tuned. Let's see how this podcast journey goes, and let's go record our first episode. All right, we're about to start filming the first episode of the Momentum podcast. Like I told you guys before, this is the first time of me doing something like this. I've only been a guest. I've never done a podcast on my own. This episode is going to be just strictly me speaking. And again, it's not a comfortable thing for me to do, But at the end of the day, if you want to grow, you got to get uncomfortable. You got to challenge yourself. And you can't allow those limiting beliefs to convince you that you can't do things. Because, like I always say, 6 months to a year ago, I would have never even done anything like this. But you got to keep pushing the barriers. You got to keep pushing out of that comfortable feeling, because that feeling afterwards of you pushing yourself and you taking yourself to a level of discomfort is such a rewarding feeling. And again, I'm doing this podcast because I want to share my journey. I want to be able to give advice to the men out there that need that extra push. Even the men out there that are successful, that are quote unquote at a level that they're happy with, we all go through the struggles no matter what. We're all go through those mental battles, and sometimes all we need is that push from somebody else to get us over that little hump. But stay tuned, guys. I'm pushing hard. I'm getting uncomfortable and taking you along with me on this journey. All right, guys, that closes out the vlog for today. I appreciate you guys coming on this journey with me. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really hope you've been liking the content. I've just been taking you along to see everything. Today we hit my morning routine, hit the cold plunge, read my book, journaled, had some breakfast, hit the gym, picked up not one running shoes, but two, just because I felt it was necessary. And then obviously you just witnessed the first episode of the Momentum podcast. This is a huge moment in my journey because it's something that is the unknown for me. I've committed to being uncomfortable and just figuring it out on the way. Like I tell you guys all the time, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for everything to feel right. Because I promise you, this didn't feel right to me. It felt very uncomfortable. It felt different because, again, it's not something that I'm used to or that I've done in the past. But that's a beautiful part of this journey, is just falling in love with that process of being uncomfortable and pushing yourself to limits that you didn't think were possible before. And I just want to show you guys what it takes to win on a daily basis. And I really hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've been enjoying the content. It's just going to keep coming weekly. And make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, comment. I really appreciate any kind of engagement you guys give on my videos, because, again, feedback is the only way I keep improving. And it doesn't have to be the best feedback. You could be honest with me. And yeah, just stay tuned. We're going to keep this coming. Make sure you go subscribe and follow the podcast page once I drop it. And just stay tuned weekly. We're going to have weekly vlogs, weekly podcast episodes, and let's see what else we got.